So in 1991, when the plan was written for the United States, the Islam Project was launched. And this is when Saudis started funneling millions of dollars, not just the Saudis, money's coming from the Middle East, funneling millions of dollars from the Middle East into our universities, setting up Middle East study departments and political science departments, and appointing Arab professors who are anti-America and anti-Israel to teach our students that America is bad, Israel is evil, and the Islamic world is the underdog. And to give you an idea of the extent of the peddling that has taken place at our universities, let me share with you some numbers. $20 million donated to the University of Arkansas from the King of Saudi Arabia. $22 million donated to Harvard University from two Saudi sheikhs linked to Al-Qaeda. $28.1 million to Georgetown. $5 million to MIT. $1.5 million to Texas A&M. $5 million to Rutgers University, $5 million to Columbia University. Other recipients of Middle Eastern monies include UC Santa Barbara, Johns Hopkins University, Duke University, American University, UCLA, Howard University, and everything in between, from the Ivy League to the community colleges and everything in between. We pump the gas and they pump poison into the hearts and minds of our future generations. America was not transformed overnight. People ask me all the time, why is the media so biased, Brigitte? I tell them, why are you surprised? Because for the last 20-some years, over a quarter of a century, our students who have been graduating out of our elite universities have been fed a steady diet of hate and resentment against our country, against Israel. This is exactly why today you have news anchors who are anti-America. All these students who have been graduating are today the news anchors, the news reporters, the news editors, the news commentators. They are the foreign policy shapers, the foreign policy makers. Just look at the last 8 years. We didn't have, under Obama, we didn't have a president commander-in-chief. We had an apologizer-in-chief traveling the world apologizing for America. This is where that came from. The strategy worked so well on college campuses that they decided, why wait until the kids get to college? Why don't we start with them in middle and high school? So they started teaching an Islam course in middle and high school all across our country. They began it in California and in Texas. Why? Because California and Texas are the biggest purchasers of textbooks in the nation. And whatever starts in California and Texas goes nationwide. So the Islam course was introduced in California. And the Islam course is a 3-week course where students are encouraged to memorize and recite the Quran, verses from the Quran, adopt Islamic names, go to a mosque on a field trip, fast for 1 day on Ramadan to experience what it's like to be a Muslim, and recite the Shahada, the Islamic salvation prayer. And when I started writing about this, when I did the research to write about it for my second book, They Must Be Stopped, the title of my second book, I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought, my gosh, America has got to understand what's happening. And I realized Americans had no idea what's going on. And I started speaking about it on my book tour. And people would shake their heads and would say, absolutely not. Brigitte must be exaggerating. You're exaggerating. That couldn't possibly be happening. So I learned very quickly to bring with me show and tell. Because there's nothing like show and tell. Here is the course. This is the Islam course written by an organization called Interact, based out of Carlsbad, California. This is the course. This is the teacher's training course on how to teach the course to the students. By the way, they won't even let you get your hand on that course. This course was gotten by the Thomas More Law Center when they sued the Excelsior School in Byron, California, and introduced this course as evidence in the trial in the Ninth Circuit Court in California. This is how I got my hand on this course, given to me by the Thomas More Law Center. But to give you an idea what children are studying at the university, I'm going to share with you some pages of this course because you will find it horrific and shocking. The course starts with the teacher teaching the students that from this day forward, you will be a part of a caravan. You will be on your way from the beginning, you and your classmates will become Muslims. This is what the teacher teaches them. You will be a member of a caravan starting from a training center based around an Islamic city. That's how the teacher starts the course. And then the teacher continues, and if I didn't have to hold this in my hand, I'll actually be holding the course and showing you where it says it, because I have it highlighted. And the teacher continues saying, dressing as a Muslim and trying to be involved will increase your learning and enjoyment. Finally, trying your best at all tasks will guarantee you an excellent grade and a more enjoyable time. So the teacher is already dangling the great carrot in front of the students. Here are the list of Islamic names that the students can choose from. They've got Muslim names and girls' names. They've got the boys' names like Abdullah, Khalid, Hassan, Hamza, Ibrahim. Girls' names like Karima, Maryam, Noor, Amina, Fatima, etc. And here is what they call wisdom card. These wisdom cards are like cue cards. You know, like in math, we have cue cards to memorize the multiplication table. These are cue cards to memorize the Islam lesson. And I want to share with you the specific cue card because it's very important. This card deals with jihad. This card says, a jihad is a struggle by Muslims against oppression, invasion, and injustice. This is a fact card. Now, if these words sound familiar to you, it's because these are the words that Al-Qaeda uses, or ISIS. Remember how Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden, when he sent a letter to President Bush, telling him what they're fighting? We are fighting injustice. We are fighting occupation. We are fighting oppression. Those are the talking points of our enemies. Those are the talking points of Palestinian suicide bombers who strap bombs on their bodies and go out to blow Israelis to smithereen in the name of, we are fighting against oppression. We are fighting against injustice. Now, what does the word jihad actually mean? The word jihad is mentioned in the Quran 40 times. 36 times out of 40 as a holy war against the infidels to either kill them or subjugate them. There are organizations that are called Islamic Jihad. How many of you have heard of the terrorist group Islamic Jihad? Islamic Jihad is a terror group. Or Al-Mujahideen. There used to be a huge terrorist group in Afghanistan. Islamic Jihad. I mean, jihad is a part, any suicide bomber talks about jihad. But no, what are we teaching little Johnny and Sally in our public school? Jihad is an inner struggle against oppression, against invasion, against occupation, against injustice. So basically, we are spending our tax dollars teaching our children the talking points of our enemies. This is how smart they are. You know, Hitler made a very important statement. Hitler said, give me the children, I will change society in 10 years. And that's exactly what he did. So today, when you look at what's happening around our country and the brainwashing, the anti-Semitism on college campuses, the anti-Americanism, and the sympathy with Islamic radicals, look at the sympathy to Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, who want to transform our nation. When Rashida Tlaib was elected, she said, I am here to be a voice to the Palestinian people. We had a congresswoman who said, I want to be a voice to the Palestinian people. What other elected official that has ever been elected in this country said, I want to be a voice to the Irish people? I want to be a voice to the Lebanese people. I want to be a voice to the German people. We have people that come to this country from all over the world for 300 years plus who were elected into government. Not one of them said, I'm elected to represent the people of Ireland. They were elected to represent the people of the United States. Right. But what's so scary about Rashida Tlaib is she is elected to represent a terror people who terrorize people and kill people in the name of terrorism, and they are proud of it. And they glamorize their martyrs. We have a member of Congress right now who is representing terrorist thugs because she wants to be their voice in Congress. Yep. So we have an enemy working within Congress who was elected here democratically into Congress with shouts of Allahu Akbar ringing through her elections.
Croc TV.